So I put out a number of albums. I'll tell you about them again. The first one I put out was called Infinity Right Now, which I actually re-released because I made the initial recording on my kitchen table, literally, 2 years ago, and I didn't know anything about what I was doing. I was using like the microphone that came with my laptop. So since then, I have learned a lot more. I've read all the production, how like the audio and the dBs and all that. So now that works. So I released it. This is new. This is fresh. This is hot. My second album is called Sidekick and Other Songs. It has a terrible cover, so as soon as we get off this cruise, I'm going to hold a contest to make a better one. Then I also did Hello the Future Gets Her Filk On at PhilCon. That one has me on the inside. But also, you probably should be aware of this lovely thing. Look at this thing. So this is called Mink Car Cover. Anyone here familiar with the band They Might Be Giants? No. I've heard they're on this boat somewhere, but I've never seen them. So They Might Be Giants released this album called Mink Car on the morning of September 11, 2001. That was sad. 10 years later, a group of us, including MC Frontalot, including Molly Lewis, including Marion Call, including the Double Clicks, including myself, and a bunch of people whose names you will know. Storm is actually hidden on MC Frontalot, the track. That's cool. So we covered Mink Car to benefit the FDNY Foundation, which is the official foundation for the Fire Department of New York. We have so far raised about $6,000. We made them a donation earlier. We're going to make them another donation in a couple of months. So you can also find out about this by going to Hello the Future, or you can just type Mink Car Cover into the Googles, or if you come and see me, we can do some kind of charity thing. But I only think I got like two in my bag. I just wanted to show them to you. So I've done all of those albums. I've done a couple, been part of it, a couple other things. You can find me on the internet. But my next project for 2012 is called Giant Robot Album. The cover is already done. Jade Gordon has finished it. Now all I have to do is come up with music. The title song for Giant Robot Album is actually called Giant Robot Song, coincidentally. It is based on a true story. Back in summer camp, on the first day they sat us in the picnic yard, and they told us the fine arts camp was very hard and that all of us would have to practice very hard, and they told us if we wanted to get to work someday, we couldn't play or pop music or write anime, because those things weren't important in the real world. You know, that fine arts camp is all about the real world. And I'll never forget, they took this one kid's drawing of a giant robot, and they told him to stop wasting his time, get in line, focus on perspective. And we practiced hard, and yet we met in secret to perform the Final Fantasy opera. We knew they'd say we were wasting our time. Then, in undergrad, in our classes, they told us what was good and bad. It was good if it had meaning, it was serious, and nothing good and produced that wasn't serious. And they told us every time we did a song or play, there should be some deeper meaning as a takeaway, so the audience would get up and go stop the war, or decide that social justice was finally worth fighting for. And I'll never forget the way they denigrated anything reflecting pop culture. How they told us we were wasting our time. We should get in line and focus on perspective. But what they didn't seem to get was to make meaning first you have to go and make a connection. Otherwise you'll just be wasting your time. And I'm not even going to make the old argument about Mozart being part of pop culture, or Dickens being part of pop culture, or Shakespeare being part of pop culture, and how it all kind of changed with the frickin' Rite of Spring and the subsequent decision that art was a very, 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 very serious thing. And it wasn't for everyone. It was cultural broccoli. You know, I actually really like broccoli. Then in graduate school, when I said in class the internet had changed the rules, that the new artistic culture was the internet, and the people who made art should use the internet. With Web 2.0, I took the job the theater started all those years ago and gave us ways to make connections with an audience. There were so many ways for us to reach an audience. And I'll never forget, they told me serious performers didn't use the internet. And they told me to stop wasting class time, get in line, focus on perspective. And my assignment for next class was to stage a restoration play in 1960. And I knew that I was wasting my time. I should have been making things from the start. We didn't have to stop drawing those giant robots. We should be using all our time to connect the lines and focus on creation. And sure, not all of it will be art. But what's important is that to make the connection. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting your time. So here's to the kid who got his giant robot drawing torn up on the first day of fine arts camp.